As you saw in the previous example, you will use the break statement to come out of the loop when some condition is met. Most of the times, once you are out of the loop, you will need to determine if the loop completed normally because its condition became false, or you came out of the loop using the break statement. I am sure whatever I am saying is not making much sense to you. So let's look at an example to understand this concretely. I want to write a program to check if the number entered by the user is a prime number or not. To check if the number is prime or not, I will use a very simple method. I will try to divide the number by all the numbers from 2 to half of that number. That is, from 2 to number divided by 2. If the number is not divisible by these numbers, then it is a prime number. Taking 9 as an example, 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. But we are doing integer division, so considering only the integer part, we get 4. Now, I will divide 9 by 2, 3 and 4. 2 4 times gives me 8. The remainder is 1, so 9 is not divisible by 2. Let's try the next number 3. 3 times gives me 9. So 9 is divisible by 3. Hence, 9 is not a prime number. We will stop at 3 itself. No need to check with the next number 4 as we know now that 9 is not prime. Let's check 11 also with this method. 11 divided by 2 gives me 5. I need to check if 11 is divisible by 2, 3, 4 or 5. Let's start with 2. So 11 is not divisible by 2. Let's try with 3. So 11 is not divisible by 3 also. Moving on to 4. Not divisible by 4 also. Let's try the last number 5. Not divisible by 5 too. So our method correctly identifies 11 as a prime number. Now we know how to solve this problem. The next step is to convert this solution into Java code. So let's switch to BlueJ. I have already created this class keyboardPrimeCheck, and inside the class I have declared this PrimeCheck method. If you want to learn how to create a project and a class in BlueJ, I have already covered that in the Introduction to BlueJ chapter in Hello Java in BlueJ section. Please watch that first and then continue with this lesson. The PrimeCheck method is not complete. It is just accepting the number from the user using the scanner class. Together we will complete the PrimeCheck method in this lesson. Our solution involves dividing this num by all the numbers from 2 till num divided by 2. How to do this in Java? In this step, we will divide the number repeatedly. Whenever something repeats, we use loops. As we know that our loop should start at 2, run till num divided by 2 and increment by 1 in each iteration, for loop is the best for this situation. Let me write the for loop then. Inside the loop, we need to check if I divides num, and we know that in Java, we use the modulus operator for this. Now, what to do if I divides num? If I divides num, we know that num is not prime. Our task is done. no need to check if num is divisible by other values of I or not. So, here we'll use the break statement to come out of the loop. What should we write here? Outside the loop, I need to know if I came out of the loop by executing this break statement or the loop completed all iterations and exited normally. If the loop is terminated by break statement, then the number is not prime. If it ended normally, then the number is prime. One way to do this is to check the loop control variable. If break was executed, this condition will still be true. If loop exited normally, then this condition must be false. So, outside the for loop, I will write this if statement. If break was executed, then num is not prime. Else, num is a prime number. I will compile the program to make sure everything is working fine so far. I'm getting an error for variable I. The compiler is not able to find I. Remember what I told you about the scope of loop control variable in the for loop lesson? Since I have declared I inside the for loop, its scope is only this code block. It is not visible outside the body of this for loop. To fix this error, I will declare I outside for loop like this and remove this int from here. So our program is ready. It is compiling. Let's execute it. First, I will try a prime number 7. Let me try a few more inputs. So, our program works correctly. This is one way to check if program control exited the loop because of break statement or normally. I want to show you another way to check this. We have gone back to the state of the program before we introduced the if check for I outside for loop. In the previous approach, we used the loop control variable to check if the loop exited by executing break statement. In this approach, we will not use the loop control variable. I will declare a new boolean variable is prime and initialize it to true. You can think of it as I am starting with an assumption that the number entered by the user is prime. Inside the loop, when I find the number is not prime, I will change is prime to false and break out of the loop. The value of is prime will tell if the number is prime or not. Outside the loop, I will check its value. If it is true, I will display the number is prime. Else, I will display the number is not prime. The code compiles fine. Let's execute it and try out a few inputs. This approach too works correctly. So, I showed you two approaches to find out if the loop completed normally or exited early by executing break statement. You can use whichever you like more. For me, I usually prefer to use the second approach. I feel that it helps to keep the code cleaner and simpler. In the second approach, we are using the loop control variable only to control the loop. As it is not needed outside, so we declare it within the for loop. The use of boolean variable is prime makes the code intuitive and easier to understand. These are my reasons for using the second approach. If you find them convincing, you too should use the second approach.